Oh boy. That's not gonna make this easy. Oh man, look how clear that water is. So calm. Incredibly calm. We got a lot of things to do over the winter. One of them is fix this. It's loose. You know, I made like an epoxy ball mount with my PVC, but the epoxy's coming loose. Yeah, it gets brittle with the sunlight, I think, and the salt. This is probably gonna be maybe my last day on the kayak. So we got a very cold day today. We're in like last week of November, and it was 34 when I left. We got ice in the kayak. Yeah, that's ice in the kayak this morning. So it's cold, and it was even snowing. But it's really calm out here, so I knew that I actually did have a window if I could bear the cold. After thinking about doing that last wreck I had in mind, I have a feeling there might not be many keepers left on it because it is marked and it's probably been fished this season. So I'm gonna kind of go back to like unmarked boulder areas where I did have some success earlier in the season. So I'm gonna go back to that area, try somewhere like around maybe 200, 300 feet off that patch, try another patch. Tide, it peaked like about an hour ago. So now it's kind of slowing down, which is not ideal because the last time I was out here, it seemed that the bigger fish came when the current was strong. So, oh well. I guess that just means that, you know, I really got to try and fish hard early in the beginning. A lot of ducks out here, which I don't really see before. I guess this is the time of year for them. Probably can't see it, but I think they're like loons. Probably. I don't know if you can see them there. One bunker. That's a scruffiness I want to fish. Tell. Yeah. It's not much, but it's enough. Should be able to hold bottom pretty easily. So wind's going this way and the tide's going that way. So because the current though is going this way back, wherever the piece is, I want to stand on the front of it so that the current takes the scent and the broken pieces and whatever of the crab down current to where the bigger part of the piece is. So I'm always gonna anchor ahead of the piece of the current. So. What's nice about the cold weather too is it really makes the crabs docile. We just have such little current, it's crazy. I can probably hold it at 2. It's just definitely a little bit slower when you're using gloves because of the dexterity loss. But I am very warm in these gloves, so I'm happy about that. Let's see if there's any fish down here. I'm definitely on good bottom. That's exactly the kind of bottom I like to see. gotta get him going. Alright, so I'm showing this clip of underwater footage because this is what happened when I first dropped down and I thought I saw some good bottom, but I swung off that bottom and I didn't swing very much, but I wasn't getting any bite. So I put the underwater down and this is what was down there. Absolutely nothing. And it's a muddy bottom. You can see some of the holes there. And yeah, there's no fish. So thankfully, I didn't waste too much time. I picked up the anchor and moved. And I didn't move far. I just moved about 30 feet to get back on the spot that I wanted to. Getting bites now. Little blackfish. Alright, but at least they're biting. So I'm gonna stay in this spot now. I removed the anchor a little bit. I wasn't getting bites. And I think sometimes that's the trick. You just gotta move a little bit. So let's see though. We can get the bite working good now. It was pretty rapid as soon as I moved, so I'm thinking this could have been the right call. There's more bites. Oh, felt a little bigger. Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's good fish. He's just sitting on it. Wasn't really moving. They're biting now. I was really hoping for that really big bite though. Oh. They're small taps. I mean, they're good hits, but oh. You gotta be kidding me. That should never happen. That should never happen. I mean, it was a big fish, but it wasn't that big. I usually check my knots the night before. My guess though is there might have been some abrasion above the leader. It's really disappointing though. It should have never happened. You know, that's the kind of stuff that shouldn't happen. Should not happen. You spend so much time doing the homework, research for finding the fish, all that, and you finally have the opportunity for a nice fish. Definitely a keeper. And I blew it. I'm using 4 O's. Alright, so I'm gonna use a bigger whole crab bait. Small fish. Rubber lips. Gotta figure out how to get the bigger ones. Sea bass. I had a feeling that was a sea bass. I'm glad they finally started biting. It took probably a nice 15-20 minutes to find the fish, because I did not get bites immediately. Oh, I feel like this is a lot of sea bass now. I know the bigger ones are around. There's definitely some big structure there though, because it's not really showing. Oh my goodness. But I can feel it with my weight. Yeah, better. I don't know. I'm just slightly fouled male. So there's definitely a lot of fish down there. And the rig's working pretty good. I think when the tide totally bottoms out, I'll switch to a jig. We still got a fair amount of current going on. Nothing too crazy, but I do want to throw the underwater down, but I kind of want to catch a fish too. I think it will come out though without a light. Just be a little dark because there's no sunlight. But you should be able to see relatively good view down there. So we're only in 49, 50 feet. Oh man, it's immediate.
Westbound off Cable and Acre.
I'll just give you a view of what it's like. And here's the underwater footage of the good spot. And just watch how many fish are here. Isn't that crazy though? Just 30 feet away and there's all these fish. And just remember, this is when the current is moving a little bit, and these fish are just seemingly everywhere. They're active, and the bite is lock and load at this point. You know, another interesting thing I'm finding is that the bottom changes within feet like that, where it can change from mud to shells and rocks, even next to the rocks. So where a jig might get lost in a muddy bottom, here where we just move it over to the rocks and now it's on a more harder shelly surface, sandier, you know, rocky, and the jig's gonna lay properly right there on the bottom. It's not a big fish. No, there's bigger ones down there. I just think it's small fish, so I'm letting them. I lost the bait. I might switch to a jig. Switch to like a 1 ounce jig. Let's go with this one. I like this style. The water's super clear. I don't think they're gonna have any trouble seeing it. Definitely some rocks down there. More than it appears on the fish finder. Oh. Small fish. Look at that blue. See that? Like a blue? I don't think I've ever seen blue. These next couple clips are dark. I'm losing sunlight, but I'm also losing the current. And as a result, these fish definitely slowed down with their feeding. Look at them. You can see them just kind of looking at the bait. Sorry the camera's shaky, but there they just got spooked by something. I think I'm also trying to fish 2 rods, so it could have been what it was. Another thing that I've noticed on this clip is just how small the patch of boulders is. You can see as I kind of raise the camera there a little bit, how it looks like it's just kind of like 2 main boulders with some smaller ones in between maybe. But it doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much structure and a certain type of bottom for these fish to really congregate in large numbers. Here you can see the fish starting to feed a little bit more, but it's not the same as it was. There's a couple small fish pecking at it, and it looks like a lot of the bigger fish are looking at a distance and they're not even getting close. Similar to the last time I was out at the deeper wreck, I've noticed a lot of females on this trip. And I know it's pretty dark and these fish are starting to just look like shadows, but you can see them kind of circling this bait, and that's really the point I'm trying to get across. Is there's a lot of fish down here not hitting the bait, and I think it's mainly because of the tide. There's a decent tick right there, but that's about it. That's really the one of the better bites during this slack tide. Here's just a quick clip of a jig that I was able to get in the frame, and as you can see, it lays here on the surface. And this last clip I clapped because for a split second you can just see all the fish up there. Hope this guy sees me. Oh. Decent, huh? At least they're starting to pick back up. Little female. These fish are just hitting it very subtly, very small. It's got to be the current. I think it's mostly current. They were fired up when I first got here. When I first finally found the spot. I think that's a sea bass or something, because this thing straight up hit it on the picking it up. Bluefish? Striper? Oh my goodness, what is this? What is? I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. It's a striper. It's a striper. Oh man, it's a decent sized striper too. No. That's funny. That is pretty funny. Wow, look at that blue. I don't know if you can see that. Where's that blue I'm talking about again? It's hard to tell. Wow, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. That's a pleasant surprise. See that? These fish are all over it down there. They're just not taking it. There's a lot of fish down there. Curious what will happen if I put a crab with legs and everything. Oh. Did take it. No, I'm just like feeding the fish now. Probably not gonna stay much longer. It's 2:45. Got a lot of bunker here. A lot of bunker. See their fins. Alright, well, that'll do it. You know, I never really saw any big fish except for that one in the beginning that I lost because I didn't check my knots, I didn't check my line. Stupid mistake. You know, it cost me probably the only keeper that was around, but oh well. Just didn't find like a lot of fish, and the ones that I found I think were just moving kind of slow. You know, water temps are 48, so you know, it's cold. I'm cold, I think the fish are cold, but they are around. All right, stick around and stay tuned for, you know, some upcoming videos. Switch it up. I got some ideas on what to do, so thanks again. Wish you all well through the winter, and I'll see you back in spring. Later.